It's 6:20 on Breakfast. Oscar-winning Hollywood mega producer Harvey Weinstein has been fired from his own company following a string of sexual harassment claims. The allegations, first uncovered by the New York Times, stretch back decades and come from actresses and former employees of the Weinstein Company. Entertainment correspondent Maude joins us from Los Angeles this morning. Kia ora, Maude. Why is this all coming to light now?
Well, it seems that this was actually Hollywood's most well-known secret, with many people inside and outside the industry knowing about his behaviour. But it did actually garner the attention of the New York Times, and they released a quite damning expose on Thursday about Harvey Weinstein, who had to submit an immediate apology for his behaviour, but then also blamed the decade and the times that he was in, saying that that's just how it was, which further exacerbated the situation. He also threatened to sue the publication for reckless reporting. Since then, so many more people have come forward with their own allegations against Harvey Weinstein, including a television reporter and New Zealand's very own former model Kelly Brock, saying that they were put in very compromising positions.
Yeah, like you say, this appears to have been one of the best known supposed secrets in Hollywood. But can you just give us some perspective on what a big name and how powerful Harvey Weinstein is?
Absolutely. So Harvey Weinstein, a few decades, co-founded the huge movie studio Miramax, and he also has a secondary company called the Weinstein Company, which he set up with his brother, which founded many successful indie movies that you probably know, including Pulp Fiction. So this guy, I think his net value is about 150 million. So he makes or breaks careers in Hollywood. Now, it's quite obvious that in Hollywood, and it's very predictable, that men in positions of power likely and often abuse this. So it's kind of a huge revolution that's happening in Hollywood at the moment, that there are repercussions for men like Harvey Weinstein, who've had an attitude that they are quite untouchable, but are now facing not only termination from their own company, but global sort of highlighting and recognition on their behaviour too.
Yeah, talk us through some of the reaction in Hollywood.
So there's actually been two extreme reactions from Hollywood. The first being many people speaking out on their public platforms, saying that either they were unaware of Weinstein's behaviour, but they're all very, very supportive of the women that are coming forward, saying it's a very brave thing to do. It was Meryl Streep who only this morning claimed these women as heroes for coming forward, and Judi Dench, also voicing her support, alongside many directors and actors, including Seth Rogen, Judd Apatow, and Lena Dunham, saying that this is a really, really big thing and that they're finally glad that this veil has been lifted. But the flip side to this is the deafening silence of Hollywood, with many people staying very, very hush about the situation, something that Rose McGowan has put forward and challenged Hollywood about on her own Twitter, Rose McGowan being a victim herself.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? As you say, he has been a man who for many decades has had the power to make or break careers. He's had the power to make movie stars or completely ruin their film careers. Although he's been fired from his own company now, so perhaps he's not quite as powerful as he was this time last week.
I think because a lot of people knew about these allegations for a long time, they've decided to very publicly disassociate themselves with Harvey Weinstein. In a matter of days, I think it was his legal advisor, his crisis manager, even his brother came forward and just basically separated themselves from him. The first two actually resigned pretty much on the spot, along with 4 of his board members. And apparently at some stage they did try to negotiate an exit deal, but Harvey Weinstein wouldn't bite. There was no agreement, so that's why it came to termination. So yeah, it's a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
And this is the thing about Hollywood as well. A lot of talent managers, a lot of studio execs rumoured to be lawyering up, and they're breaking out in a sweat here because the floodgates have been opened, and this could be the first of many cases.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you, Maude. Is there a sense that given all of these allegations and improprieties that have come to light in the last few months in the US, and I'm thinking of the likes of Roger Ailes from Fox News, Bill O'Reilly from Fox News, and now Harvey Weinstein, is there a sense that it's becoming easier for women to go public?
I I think the thing that they've discovered here is that it's safety in numbers. So it's the hardest part is for the first woman to come forward because she's risking it all. But I think when other people do see that story and they're realising that there is sort of a bit of a hype garnering around it and they feel a little bit safer, that's when the other allegations come out in droves. But you're right, this is something that we are seeing more and more frequently. There is a little nasty thing or actually depends how you see it, in LA called the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. And this is something that Harvey Weinstein has actually dealt with 8 previous times, settling lawsuits privately with non-disclosure agreements, meaning that people actually can't legally talk about it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Hey, thanks for your time. We really appreciate it, Maude. That is Maude Garrett from Los Angeles for us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Just coming up to 26 minutes past 6.